Alright, DeFi degens and meme maniacs, welcome back to my DeFi life. My name is Bruce and I'm going to show you my sniping results for the last 7 or 8 days. And it's very, very interesting. Now I've created this spreadsheet, this Google spreadsheet, to record my data, my trades, specifically my snipes for sniping Solana meme tokens. And I'm using a bot currently, specifically DeFi Solana bot. And the majority of my calls are through Godly Calls Experts. Now, Godly Calls Experts is a private alpha channel who calls out about 10 or 11 launching tokens every day for us premium members to snipe. Now, there also is a free call channel for Godly Calls, but I'm going to go through those calls and those results right here on this video, and I'm going to show you that channel. And make sure you jump on the Telegram link in the description below so you can get over to that Godly Calls channel and hopefully make some profits like I've been doing in the last 7 or 8 days. Sure, maybe I haven't reached Lambo status just yet, but we're getting there. We're getting closer. I can feel it. So I'm going to show you this spreadsheet right now. This is the spreadsheet that I use to enter my snipe data. Very, very simple spreadsheet. I enter my data for the snipe, then I hit save, and it goes into the data tab over here. And then I've created these pivot tables to show you the data for my snipes all in one sheet so I can get a quick overview of how my snipes are traveling. Now, I'm going to quickly show you how to enter these snipes. Now, for this specific spreadsheet, you can also find it linked in the description below. If you do wish to use this for your recording of your snipe data, it will require you to authorize to get started using this, and you also will need to make a copy. So if you are going to use this spreadsheet, you will need to make a copy. That's very important. You will not be able to use the original. You will not have permission to use the original. So you will need to make a copy, and then you will need to authorize the app, which is the script that runs in the background, in order to record this data so you can view it here on this through these pivot tables. Now, to record this data, there's a few ways you can do it. Now, all you need to do here is select the wallet that you use. I've got a list of wallets over here. These are my wallets. So if you're going to use this spreadsheet, you're going to have to put in your own data, which is listed over here. So you can change all this data that gets dropped down here to your own wallet. Once you select the wallet, put in the contract that you sniped, and then click Get Dex Screener. That will get you a link that will take you directly to that snipe that you just made and give you the details of the snipe, along with the wallet that you've used to snipe that with. So if we just scroll back and zoom out a little bit, scroll back, you can see here the data for my snipe, which has come from that spreadsheet. I sniped for $15.73 and I came back with quite a few hits there. Now all I do here is I take that value, that $15.73, and then I add up the gains. Let's say the gains, just for example, here is about $30 here. So I put $15.73 and $30 into my trades. So here in the entry, the amount, $15.73, and then I put in the $30 gains here. And the snipe time, now if you are using DeFi Solana bot, it will give you a snipe time. Just go back to your DeFi Solana bot in Telegram and look at what the snipe time was. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's slow, like 10 seconds, 12 seconds, 1.5 seconds, that kind of thing. So just go back to DeFi Solana bot, put in your snipe time, and whether you hit all those TP profits. I think for this particular one, I hit 3 take profit targets, and the last one I just sold manually. So therefore, it tells you I spent $15 in the snipe. I then got $30 in return. I got a profit of $14.27 with a 90% gain. Now to finish the data, just select the date. Trade type was a snipe. The bot was the DeFi Solana premium bot, which automatically fills out my wallet address. And the call was from Godly Calls. Now, majority of my calls have been from Godly Calls, pretty much 95% or more. The trader was me, and the crypto was Solana, 0.1, and the token address, which we just got before, was that one. And now we just hit save. And you hit save, that populates that data tab, which can then be viewed here in the pivot table tab, and that'll show you that data that you just put in there, which is the 23rd. That is as simple as that, simply how I use it. Up the top here, we have the results all congregated up here for you. The ROI I've had for the last 7 or 8 days, 16.46% on my trades. I've had 74 trades, spent 1,042 in volume, and my profit has been $167, and my best trade was a 310% gain, which was from Godly Calls as well. Over here we also have the win rate, 51.35%, and the percentage hits for my targets, my take profit targets. Now, generally if my TP3 is hit, I will usually sell TP4 or sell manually. If it doesn't go anywhere, I just keep an eye on it. So let's have a quick look at the details here over the week. So if you can see here the profit and loss for each particular day. Some days are better than others. A couple of days were in the negatives. So what I can say is the Godly Calls experts channel, which I've had, like I said, most of my calls from. The calls are generally good. There's not many bad calls from the Godly. Most of the time, what happens if I have a loss, especially on the 16th of April here, I had a lot of losses, but it's mostly down to do with the actual Telegram bot, DeFi Solana bot, and it's also to do with the Solana congestion. So there's also other factors that come in, the amount of people that are trying to snipe one single token. So if you find, or if you're trying to get into a token that's being sniped by a lot of people, you're going to be pushed back a lot in terms of timing, in terms of snipe time. So I find a lot of my snipes, especially these ones here that I lost on, a very high price in the first minute. So it's very hard to reach your target, your take profit targets if you're late in getting to a snipe. Now sometimes DeFi Solana bot will tell you you sniped this in 1.2 seconds or 2.3 seconds, but then if you jump onto the actual data, you'll see the timing wasn't the same as what was in the DeFi Solana bot. So take those statistics from DeFi Solana bot with a grain of salt, because they're not always that accurate. Now sometimes Godly Calls provides you with calls that do tank occasionally, but most of the time the Godly Calls are pretty good. It's just a matter of making sure that the bot is going to hit at the right target. If we jump into Telegram, you'll see this is the Godly Calls experts channel, the one with all the premium snipes. There's about 10 or 11 snipes per day. What is great about Alison from Godly Calls is he's very honest when it comes to whether it's been a good call or not. And he provides you with these polls to give you feedback, to give feedback to him. So here you can see 10% to 50% profits, 37% voted for that, 51% to 100% profits, only 16%, 100% profits, 1%, 23% were losing due to bot issues, 23% losing due to bad calls. Now, I've only witnessed a few bad calls from Godly Calls. There are bad calls that come through. No one's going to get this perfectly right, but the majority of calls from Godly Calls are good. And you can see here the details from my results. Now, it might be a good idea to be able to put in some data here upon entry on whether if the trade failed, and how did it fail? Was it a bad call? Was it a rug? Was it due to bot issues? Was it due to sniping too late? Buying the top in the first minute? You know, it might be a good idea for me to put more data in this entry form here, so we can actually have a look and decide what's happening, whether it's Godly Calls, the bad calls, or whether it's due to bot issues. We might be able to have a look at that data as well to be able to make better decisions on where we're going to get our calls from. So you can see here the calls from Godly Calls, profit and loss. Some hits, some misses. I can honestly say Alison is very, very honest, and he tries his best to provide the best calls. Sometimes he gets it wrong, sometimes his staff get it wrong, and sometimes it's due to bot issues. Majority of the times it's due to Solana congestion and bot issues. So I'm going to stick with Godly Calls and try and continue to make my profits. And as you can see here, I have been making profits from Godly Calls over the last 7 to 8 days. $184 alone from Godly Calls. It's the other calls that have not been so good. And honestly, Solana UNIbot calls and Zelfi Guru Premium, interesting snipes. I've only done 1 or 2 or 3 of snipes from those channels, because Zelfi Guru Premium gives you about 1 or 2 snipes per day, and I often miss those because I'm too busy doing other things. Solana new token bot is absolutely awful. It's like Soul Scanner, provides a lot of rugs, so you've got to be careful with that bot. Now, while I have you here, just a quick note to let you know, I have a weekly live stream called Meme Mondays that goes live 10 a.m. UTC every Monday, which is specific for members only, where I discuss my week trading meme coins, do live trades, run through trending topics. Now, access to these live streams is a small $10 monthly payment, but the benefits gained from tuning in weekly and possibly winning premium bot access could far outweigh the cost if you were to be profitable in the meme trading sector. Links to the live stream can be found in the description below. Godly Calls is, for me, honestly the place to be. The free calls channel is also here. So if you go to the link in the description, there is a Telegram link in the description. It will take you to the Telegram channel where you can jump in here, you can get into the chat, you can chat with other snipers. You can see there's a free calls channel here. So if we have a look at these free calls, so today's free call was this one. We jump back over to Deck Screener. This is one of the free calls from Godly's free calls channel, and you can see it had a nice pump. and then it dropped down first 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, and then had a nice pump again. So the first pump, if you got in and sniped that early, you would make about 200 to 300% if you got in early enough. And then if you waited a minute and bought the dip, you would also get a nice little pump there. And this is just a free call channel. So therefore you make another 100% on that pump after the first dip. Majority of the time, whether it's free calls or premium calls, they all end up like this. They pump for the first minute and then they have a dump and then they pump again. So sometimes what Alison does is he tells you to wait 1 minute and snipe this bottom section here and then get that nice little pump here after the first minute. Personally, I don't try that because I don't trust myself to try and time this dump here and get that pump. I just trust the bots that I'm using to try and snipe as early as possible to get those gains and then sell as fast as possible with those take profit targets. So that's my option. I don't prefer to try and wait that first minute. Godly's calls, usually he will say same play right here. Same play means wait for 1 minute, wait for that dip, and then you can jump in and get 100% profit right there. Me personally, I don't wait for that. You can see this is one of the premium calls. My DeFi Solana bot got in quite quickly and then sold 3 targets at the top here. And then I closed out that position. So I made some great gains from sniping that. I got lucky, got in at a nice price, and then sold some great profits. And as you can see, after the first couple of minutes, there was a nice dip. If you buy that dip, then you'd make some nice gains. So all of these tokens do exactly the same thing. So you'd make 900% right there if you bought that dip. So, you know, maybe I should actually try sniping that dip for a change if I'm not too busy. That is normally what Godly Calls tells you to do, is to snipe that dip, pump in there, and get some nice gains from that dip. I might try and do that at one point. We'll see. Like I said, Telegram group to the free chat is in the description of this video. You will have to go to the FAQ section in Godly's and actually look at how you can get into the premium side of things. Right now, the cost to get into the premium side is 1 Solana, but if you do make some gains from these calls, then that 1 Solana is like to be paid off pretty quickly. As you can see from my results, I've actually paid my 1 Solana off already from premium calls, $184. So that's more than 1 Solana, and that's only just 1 week of Godly Calls with DeFi Solana Premium Bot. Now I will mention, because of the issues with DeFi Solana Bot not being able to snipe all the time quite consistently, I am testing and trialing a new bot called DeFiX. Now this new bot DeFiX is not a Telegram bot, but is a sniping bot for Solana. Now they have sniping bots for all of these blockchains. I'm using the one for Solana, and it runs through the command line on the terminal, not through Telegram. So there's a steeper learning curve for DeFi Solana premium sniping bot in regards to installing and actually utilizing that sniping bot. You have to run it through your terminal and you have to type in some commands in order to get it to snipe. But there's a lot of potential for some much better gains in regards to sniping Solana meme tokens, because the DeFi Solana bot I find is a little bit too inconsistent. So one of the most important things you can do is to find consistent good calls. Now Godly Calls Experts channel, they do consistently good calls, but also occasionally do bad calls, but that's going to happen. No calls are going to be perfect. Zelfi Guru Premium is also another channel that does great calls, but they're very few and far between. But occasionally Zelfi Guru Premium is also quite bad in regards to calls. Occasionally they will call out some rugs. So it's never going to be 100% perfect every time. But if you can get consistent good calls and find a bot that's going to snipe consistently and provide you with consistent income and consistent profits, then things are going to be great. Now, if I can get my snipes to snipe a lot earlier with DeFiX premium sniping bot, then I'm hoping to increase this ROI between 30 to 50%, and I'm hoping to increase this win rate up to 70%. If I can get this win rate up to 70%, then things are going to be quite rosy. Personally, I believe the Godly Calls channel will help provide the calls in order for me and you to be able to do great snipes on Solana meme coins. Now, on top of the premium call group from Godly Calls, there is also a node, a Godly Sniper node that you get involved with. If you do wish to get into the premium group, if you do happen to get into the Godly Premium Alpha group, you will become part of the Godly Sniper node as well and start participating in some of those profits that Godly receives from that sniper using their own node. So there's two very, very good aspects to becoming a premium alpha member on Godly Calls. One is the actual calls of snipes, and the other is being a participant of the actual sniper node that they're running themselves. So this is going to be huge, which is only just starting right now, actually. So there's still time to get on board, start receiving those premium calls, and start receiving those profits from the node project as well. So that is my update for snipes for the last 7 or 8 days. $1,042 traded, $167 profit, and a majority of those were due to the bot issues. Some were bad calls. Like I said, that can't be helped. You know, that's going to happen. I'm happy to be able to make profit from these. I did 74 trades. That's probably about an hour and a half's work over the 7 or 8 days to make $167. So it takes 30 seconds to make and sell a trade when you're sniping meme tokens through DeFi Solana bot. So very, very easy. I will do another sniping update very, very soon, and I will do a full review on the DeFiX Solana sniping bot that I plan to use. I'm testing that out all week this week, and we'll do a full review on that very, very soon. That will be available on my channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, smash that notification bell. Have yourselves a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Bye for now.